A single typo, a missed security check, a refusal to change. That's all it took to destroy billion-dollar empires. You won't believe how these tiny mistakes led to financial disasters. What if I told you a single typo cost $6 billion? A tiny mistake that no one caught until it was too late. And this isn't the only time a small error brought down a financial empire. Let's dive into the biggest corporate disasters caused by tiny mistakes. It was 2005, and Mizuho Securities, a massive Japanese investment bank, was handling a stock sale. A trader was supposed to sell one single share of a company for 610,000 yen, around $5,000. But instead, he entered the order backwards, selling 610,000 shares for just 1 yen each. That tiny typo wiped out $6 billion in minutes. And the worst part, the Tokyo Stock Exchange refused to reverse the trade, leaving Mizuho to eat the loss. One mistake, billions gone. The risk that killed a giant. Lehman Brothers was a 158-year-old bank, a financial powerhouse. But in 2008, they made one fatal mistake. They bet everything on risky mortgage-backed securities. For years, they ignored the warnings, lending money to high-risk borrowers who had no chance of paying it back. And when the housing market collapsed, so did Lehman. $600 billion vanished overnight, the largest bankruptcy in U.S. history. All because they ignored the signs and took one risk too many. Kodak, the invention they refused to use. Kodak wasn't just a photography company. They invented the digital camera in 1975. But when their engineer brought the idea to the board, they said, no one will ever stop using film. So they buried their own invention, ignoring the digital revolution happening around them. By the time Kodak finally accepted digital cameras, it was too late. They filed for bankruptcy in 2012. The company that could have owned digital photography disappeared because they refused to change. Pan Am, the security oversight that destroyed an airline. Pan Am was once the world's most prestigious airline, but a tiny security mistake in 1988 destroyed it forever. A terrorist smuggled a bomb onto Flight 103. The security measures weren't strict enough, and the explosives were never detected. The flight exploded mid-air, killing 270 people. Pan Am faced massive lawsuits, public outrage, and within 3 years, they were bankrupt. One mistake, and one of the world's most famous airlines ceased to exist. What we can learn: the biggest corporate failures didn't happen overnight. They started with one bad decision, one oversight, one refusal to adapt. If billion-dollar companies can fall over a single mistake, imagine what can happen to the rest of us. Keep learning. Want to avoid the mistakes that destroyed these giants? Hit like and subscribe, because sometimes the smallest errors lead to the biggest disasters.